Okay. Suddenly that female sparrow hit the blade of the fan. That is called blade. 1, 2, 3. And when that female sparrow hit the fan, suddenly the female sparrow died on the spot. And how that female sparrow died? That female sparrow, when hit the fan, at that time that female sparrow was fluttering. Do you know fluttering? That female sparrow was fluttering, and after fluttering, suddenly the female sparrow died. As the female sparrow died, the author did not know about the nature of the male sparrow. Suddenly, what remember to the Menka Gandhi? When that female sparrow died on the spot, suddenly Menka Gandhi remained. She remembered who might be her husband, right? Means male sparrow. She suddenly remembered about this male sparrow, and the author waited for the male sparrow till the night, because in animals also, in birds also, there is a male and female. And when that female sparrow died, suddenly Menka Gandhi remembered who might be her husband. She was worried about the husband of female sparrow. And what happened? That Menka Gandhi, throughout the day, for you can say 24 hours, this Menka Gandhi just waited for her husband, when he will come. Who is her husband? Because in the birds we cannot recognize who is the husband. And she waited for that. But till night, the male sparrow did not come. Hence, she decided to take the nest down. मग तिने काय ठरवलं? तो जो मेल स्पॅरो आहे तो आलाच नाही, कोण आहे की नाही. मग तिने ते काय केलं, घरटं जे आहे ना, she take it down. तिने ती खाली घेतलं. And the author says that she named this bird as a Num, and that you can say the child of the sparrow. That child of the sparrow is called as a Num. This is the name of that child sparrow. One day the father of the baby sparrow returned. What happened? One day this father of this Num returned at the nest. He was unable to find out his wife had a nest. Actually, where is the wife? Because wife died because of the hitting of the fan. And that male sparrow, he was just waiting about his wife. Where is his wife? He was just searching here and there. He was unable to find out his wife and nest. Then he started flying here and there to search the nest. Then what happened? That male sparrow, when it came there, at that time that male sparrow was just searching here and there. Where is my wife? Where is the child? Num. Means you can say the male sparrow was very much eager. He was very much excited to see his wife, where she might be. Because this is the tendency of a human being. When we lose something, you see, lost. When we lose something, we get very much excited to find it out. Thus he started flying here and there to search the nest. He searched the nest everywhere in the room, but he could not find it. What happened? That the male sparrow was just searching here and there. The nest was in one of the corner. And actually the nest was not there. Why the nest was not there? Menka Gandhi has taken it down. Menka Gandhi काय केलं असते? ते घरटं खाली काढून ठेवलं असते. आणि म्हणून तो काय करतो? सर्वत्र सर्च करतो, शोध घेतो. Where is my wife? Where is my beloved? Where she might have been gone? कुठे गेली असेल? He find out. The father sparrow brought a new female sparrow in the afternoon. You see this line. The father sparrow brought a new female sparrow in the afternoon. दुपारी मग दुसरी आणली. पहिली बायको ती died. He brought the next female sparrow. Both started to build their nest. When he brought the next female sparrow as a wife, both of them again started collecting you say dried grass and stitches, and they tried to build a new nest. नंतर त्यांनी काय केलं, दोघांनी नवीन गट बांधायला सुरुवात केली. The author saw that this new female settled down. Means Menka Gandhi saw, because till noon there was no one female sparrow, and when that male sparrow brought another female sparrow, Menka Gandhi thought that this is his second wife. She thought it. Menka Gandhi thought it that this is his second wife, and this Menka Gandhi saw that this new female settled down, and this wife can be called as a number 2 wife. Menka Gandhi says this is his second wife, number 2 wife. This wife number 2 also died due to famine. Again the tragedy happened. Tragedy. What happened? When he brought the second wife, that sparrow, female, she also came with a force, and she again dashed to the blade of the fan, and she also died. Now see this loss. This is the loss of second wife. She also died. The male sparrow was unable to understand about this incident. Now what happened? When the second wife also dashed to the blade of the fan, she again fell down on the spot. She floated and again died. And the question is that the male sparrow was unable to understand why this is happening. Why this is happening? How she died? Because the male sparrow might have gone outside sometimes, and during that time when the male sparrow was outside, again that female sparrow hit the fan and fall down on the ground, and suddenly that second his wife, she also died. At that time, male sparrow was again thinking about this matter, how she died, what happened for her death, what is the reason of her death. That were the questions running in his mind. This is natural happening. Because within 3 days' time, he had faced many agonies second time. Means you can say that this is the pain, P-A-I-N. This is the pain and suffering to the male sparrow. Do you know pain? P-A-I-N. Sorrow. Pain means sorrow. This is again, male sparrow is again in a sorrowful condition. That is his greatest sorrow. Because first died because of hitting to the fan, second died because of hitting to the fan, and in this way, that is one of the greatest pain, that is one of the greatest sorrow to the male fan. And it was the first time for the author to hear the cry of the bird in the night. The male sparrow was in great pain and sorrow. Why it was a sorrow to the male sparrow? Why it was a sorrow? Why it was a sorrow to the male sparrow? Because his lovable, you can say, dear wife died because of hitting to the fan. This is the reason. The male sparrow cried the sorrowful, hence the author had tears in her eyes. The male sparrow tried to find a new wife, but he could not find it. Because when his wife died, second wife died, at that time what happened? Tears were rolling down from his eyes. Is it very simple? Tears were rolling down from his eyes. And it was very difficult for the author, because author was also in a sorrowful condition. The male sparrow cried the sorrowful notes, hence the author had tears in his eyes. The male sparrow tried to find a new wife, but he could not find it. Because first wife died due to the hitting of the fan, second wife died due to the hitting of the fan. Now what happened? It was his third choice. Because he wanted to find out the third wife. He wanted to find out the third wife, but he could not find it. He could not find it. Hence he decided to sacrifice for all his time to his daughter. Now what is the main thing? Because he could not find out the third wife. Then what happens? He sacrificed everything. He sacrificed. He sacrificed everything. And what he decided? He decided to nourish, to maintain his two little sparrows. तिसरी शोधू शकला नाही. मग काय करायचं की आता आपले जे दोन मुलं आहेत त्याचं संगोपन करायचं है ना. टू मेंटेन, टू नरिश. He sacrificed everything and he maintained to take the utmost care. The meaning is that to take the utmost care of the children. Suppose if any person's wife dies, what will he do? He will marry with another lady. If the second one dies, then he will marry with the second one. But who will be the third time wife? Third time wife will not be permitted by any society or the family. Then what will he do? He will decide to take the care of the children. Because any person cannot marry for third time. Because society will not agree. Society will blame him. And that is naturally happen in the animals and in the birds also. Because birds are also having feelings. Birds are also having feelings and emotions. Not only human beings, but the birds and animals. They are also having feelings. Suppose the dog is there at your gate. And the dog is watching you very carefully. For what? The dog watches you. The dog thinks that you will bring a piece of bread so that he can feed it. And that is the feeling. Feeling which? Getting a bread. Because if the dog is thirsty or if the dog is in need of food, means he is in the condition of starvation. Do you know? Starvation. Starvation condition. And during this starvation, any human being or any animal or any bird, it needs food. Because the food can satisfy your hunger. Food can satisfy your hunger. Because we need food. For what we need food? For the survival of our life. We need it. And the same is here. The author observed that the father sparrow took care of his daughter for the next week. Num Num gradually developed her feathers. Now this Num Num is developing feathers, growing bigger and bigger. The author only was permitted to touch and feed Num Num. Even the author had put the baby bird on her palm and walked through the bedroom. Hence the author wants to suggest that she had touched the sparrow and she had touched permission from the father sparrow. Num Num used to screech for the fools. Now this Num Num is a child, and the child also needs food. Any baby needs milk, and in the same way, this Num Num is a child, and this child sparrow also need food. And when any baby needs food, at the time what right? The baby cries loudly. This is the natural. In the same way, this Num Num is also crying. Crying for what? Crying for food. The author prepared various types of food for Num Num. Menka Gandhi suddenly remembered that Num Num is in need of food. Num Num is hungry. At that time what happened? Menka Gandhi prepared some slices of bread. Slices of bread. And these slices means pieces of bread. And these pieces of bread were supplied to this Num, because Num Num was getting very hungry. Whenever the author prepared the favorite food, Num Num used to eat it in a large quantity. During her meal, Num Num's fathers always keep watch over her. One day when there were no one in the room, Num Num tried her first fly. What happened? Num Num is growing. day by day, Num Num is growing. And what does the bird do? The birds, you can say, small birds, they tries to fly. And how they flies? They flies with the feathers.